I'm just checking on a couple of birds, babies. They don't even have hair on them yet. Out here I have a, well, you know what I have out there. I have the doggy door, and on the doggy door, where am I going to hang this coat? I have no room to hang anything. I have no room to do anything. Anyway, there's a little roof over the doggy door. It's probably 3 feet by maybe 4.5 feet. A little slope, a little better. Well, above it, there's 2 birdhouses. And they're active, especially now, because everybody's out there having birdie sex and laying eggs. So anyway, this morning I had to run down to the gun club real quick at 5:30 in the morning. Yeah, I've been up since yesterday at 10:30, and here I am. I don't even know what time it is. Next thing I know, I'm going to have a coffee attack. Too much caffeine. Check your weekly report. No. It is 12:38. So I've been up for 6 hours? Yeah. Alright, anyhow. When I was on my way to the club, I came in here for a second to put the heat up just a little bit so I didn't have to, because it's raining, it's damp, it's cold, So I guess April's didn't realize that they were supposed to have the showers. So, but anyway, there were 3 little baby chicks, or birds, whatever they are. They're not chicks, but they're little birds. And there's really no hair to speak of. A little piece here, a little piece there, and they're just all laying there, not moving, not doing anything. Well, I know when I was in and out of here through the course of the night that everything was fine there. So I went in the house for a while to have coffee and have something to eat, sit back and relax, watch a little TV, get on the internet for a couple of minutes. And when I came back out, and everything was fine. But meanwhile, when I went to go to the club, they were there. And they've been rained on, and it's been cold out. So I brought them in here. I doubt if they're alive in any way, shape, or form. But I got them in a towel, and I got them in front of the heater. So we'll give them a couple hours to see what happens. But meanwhile, I'm trying to think, how did they get out? They're too small. They're not even flight time. So the mama bird or papa bird is not going to throw them out of the nest to see if they can fly. You know what I mean? Because they're just way too young for that. They don't even have wings. And where these houses are, nothing can get into them. Like squirrels, mice, rats, gophers, pygmies, nothing can get up there. The only thing that can get up there is other birds. So what I was thinking is maybe a bigger bird, like a blackbird or something like that, crow or whatever they are. Maybe they heard these little fellows tweaking in there, and they decided to stick their head in there and maybe munge on them or something. Who knows? I don't think the mama bird would have thrown them out, like I said. So, and then when the other bird, whatever it was, pulled them out, because they're not eaten in any way, shape, or form. And again, I know they're too small to even think about trying to get out on their own. Because they're just, there's no structure yet. So anyway, we'll see what happens. And then what I'm going to do is, hopefully, shortly, is I have a little ledge with a perch and a little 7-inch, 8-inch by maybe 5-6 inches underneath the hole in the perch. So if they happen to get out, they've got something to get on. And I also, every now and then, I'll throw a couple of Cheerios or something up there, and it would land on that, and they would eat. The mama bird, papa bird, whatever. So I'm thinking about possibly just putting a bigger one up there, you know, and putting a little lip on it a little bit. Haven't had that problem, other than this year we found a couple of eggs. It was 1, 2, 3, 4 of them we found so far on the ground, nowhere's near anything, you know, as far as any of the birdhouses, and they were bluish in color. I forgot what the wife said they were, but you know, I was going to see if I can hatch them, but I have nothing really to do anything with those, and I didn't want to throw them into a birdhouse not knowing if the bird was going to accept them, not accept them, you know. So what I did was I just put them in a little box with a little bit of cloth over it, you know, cotton towel and a little cotton stuff in, and I put them in an area where they're not going to get rained on or anything, and the sun's on them all day when the sun is out, but you know, they eventually just dried up. You know, you're not going to hatch them unless you have something and that they're ready, you know. So, but anyway, now this is going to be the input. So this is going to go to something. I'm thinking here I may be able to, the only thing I got to do is hook this up, and then I can start putting it together, you know, getting the wires tied up and putting the top on the right way, hook up the radio, you know, the voice module, and hopefully everything will work. So if everything goes as planned, and I don't pass out from an overdose of caffeine or fall asleep on the floor someplace, this should be out of here today. That's what I'm trying. But it's already noontime, and I've already gotten an argument with somebody. I have to put in a monthly report to the division commander on what's going on with the aux data, the AUXNet, you know, reports on, you know, how many hours were put into it, you know, who did what, and I also put Coastie on there as a secondary report. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 other flotillas that's supposed to report to me. They're FSOCMs supposed to report to me. They're supposed to send a report in, either nothing to report or something that you may have done on the radio. All right, did you make the AUXNet? No, you didn't. I know that, you know, but at this point, something. Either no activity, nothing to report, something. And I want it in by a certain time because I got to put my report together to send it in. So I've let everybody know this. There's this one guy who just doesn't seem to give a shit. He doesn't make any roll calls. He doesn't do any drills. He doesn't do anything. He sends the report in, you know, on the 4th and the 5th of the month when it's supposed to be in no later than the 28th, 29th. I tell him I send my report out on the 29th, so his should be in on the 28th. Nothing. Sometimes I get no report. I just put down no report. You know. Well, I sent him an email telling him again, reminding him again that I've already sent it in. I did get his report. It came in today. My report was sent in. So anyway, today's the 30th, I think. But anyway, I told him that I have his report, but it's not going to be entered in because I had already issued my report, you know, turned it in, and that I will put his report in his file, and I'll note it that it came in late and therefore wasn't added to the report. Well, he gets back to me, email. I forgot his words. He says, well, I have issues, as you do. We all have issues. Well, this issues has been going on for over a year. And it reminded me of another story about this guy. However, so I got back on there and I told him another one. And I told him that the issues are not, you took on the position, you know what the position was, and you haven't done a report on time when you do put them in, and within the year or so that you've been doing this, you haven't entered more than 5 or 6 reports, and they were all late. You know, so at that point, I'm either going to have to do a report on you and put it into your file, meaning, you know, and I went on and on and on and on. You know, so at that point, I emailed it back to him, and I mailed the copy to the division commander and the vice commander, because this guy's a pain in the ass. Now, the other part of this with him, because now I remember the name, 2 years ago, he wanted to get involved with the AUXNet. So in order to do that, you need a radio. Once you get the radio, you know, you have to buy it yourself. We have these radios, but these radios are not used for AUXNet stuff. These radios are more or less used for communications among one another if they're at an event of some sort. So that's basically what those are for, if they worked. But anyway, he wanted to get on. So he would call me and leave a voicemail, you know. So because I'm usually doing tons of things and I don't normally jump to the phone. So, and if I don't know the number, I'm not going to answer it. You know how that is, you know, spam shit, you know, telemarketers. So I get to the phone finally, and I listen to the recording, and it's 10, 15 minutes later. He did leave a recording telling me who he is. I hit redial, because I'd like to see another 3, 4, or 5 people into the network. So do we need them? Yes. I hit redial. It goes into his voicemail. I leave a message. He calls me back 2 weeks later, and right now we're playing phone tag, telling me that when I called him, he was on vacation. Well, wait a minute. How much time am I going to take out of your vacation? All right. So anyway, that was part of that. So I call him again. Nothing. Well, after about 4 or 5 calls, I said to another FSOCM, Ray, who comes over here occasionally, I says, I'm having a problem with this guy. I'm not even going to bother with him. You know, if he can't answer a phone, how can we get him to get on the radio? And now I know that he's got problems because he doesn't even, you know, get to put a report in on time that he's volunteered to do. He said, well, this is all volunteer. Yes, it is, but you volunteered it. You gave your word to do it. If not, step down. Let somebody in that's going to do the job. I'm tired of being a nice guy. So now you go cry into your not your division. Well, actually, his division, his flotilla commander is the division commander, I think. I don't know if another one, if she stepped down from the flotilla when she took on the other one or not. If you can handle them both, they let you do it, but I don't know. You can only do 2 years at a time anyway. All right, anyway, yeah, I got a lot of anyways going on today, don't I? All right, so this wire is going to be the input. So I was going to make a board, but I'm thinking, you know what? This works fine. This is all set up to work with it. So I'm just going to make this a piece of permanent fixture and leave it be. And that's what we're going to do. So I want to see what I'm going to do with this end. Now this can go to power. It can. And the ground. So, and I think I got plenty of grounds up there. So this should be enough. I want to leave enough to use, but I want to leave enough on here to use this if I need to for something else. Now I forgot what I actually paid for this thing, so I had to look it up. Because I am going to charge them for it. I'm not going to give it to them. This is basically brand new. I opened it up just for this reason. To see if it was going to work for testing purposes. And it did. And kind of find out I paid $29.95 for it. So, alright, so what I want to do here is I want to see if they're running the stripe as power or ground. It all depends. Don't trust it unless it says, because you never know. Okay, let's go here. It doesn't make a difference which one I do. And here. Okay, so the stripe is the power. See, a lot of them make it easy for you. And what they do is, I'm going to put a black one on the black side. And you know what, let me put the red one over here for now. It's not going to shrink up enough, but we'll do it anyway. Some of them, depending on the manufacturer, will put little plus marks on the hot side and little brown dashes like on the negative side. Or they'll just do one side or the other with either minus marks, you know, a little dash about every 5 or 6 inches, or a little plus mark about every 5 or 6 inches. And then some will actually do both. Okay. So now we know that that's the red one, so we don't have to worry about it and forget about it and try to figure it out again. Okay. Let me shut you off for a minute. I think you're on, are you? Yeah, you are. Are you on? Yeah, you are. Okay. So, let me see here. Let me take... Where the fuck did I put it? Oh, here it is. Okay, nav lights working. Strobe light working. If I come around here and hit a couple of switches, we have searchlight and eyeballs. The eyeballs, now they don't move side to side unless you want to move them yourself. Now there's also a bar connecting them. If you want to cut the bar so you can move them in different directions, make them a cross-eyed, that's up to you. But at this point, you know, you can kind of put them where you think you may want them and leave it there. The eyes also work. But I don't have the, well, see if I can, I gotta put these in first. I don't know if you can see what's there or not. So let me get those boards in. Let me turn off the main power here, hold on. And and then we'll see what we come up with. Alright, so here's where I'm at. Trying to get the door on, trying to get some of this together. But the door is on, but it won't lock. The latch won't go down. So how long has that been that way? Because I took this door off the day I got here. Never touched it. So what's the problem with that? So now I'm trying to get things done, and now I got to screw around with this. That's what I mean. It's all these little things that just keep fucking up. Who do I hear? Who do I hear? All I know is I haven't done this in a long time. I'm feeling it. I don't even know how long it's been. I still don't want to latch. Why doesn't it want to latch? Okay. Because that has to be that way. So who the hell turned that thing? Better than nothing. At least it holds it back. Is it tight all the way? No, they're going to have to adjust it. You know what? It's at a point now to where an auto mechanic should be able to do something with this thing. Let's see if this is going to go on now. Everything else is fucking up, so why not this? Gotta get the screws in, hold the top on, and it doesn't look like that top wants to fit right. It's been off for so long. No, let's see. Now, it's all this stuff here. I mean, this just keeps taking time. This is something that you know, by the time I get done with that door, get done drilling, get done screwing, it's another hour. And this whole thing has been fighting me like this all the way, part by part. Alright. Got a problem there. And one there. Okay. Screws are going to be too long for some of this. So let's see. Hey, again, here we go. Always something. Oh. Let's see if this will work and if it'll fit in here. No. Okay, so now we gotta find another side. No, you know what? Not going to be right, but it'll work for now to hold it down. Just don't pick it up by it. Alright. That's done. Now the other screws that were in there, I actually put those in myself the last time I had it here. So it's not like they were the factory screws. And they worked okay then. But, you know, what happens is you start modifying things, and then everything has to be modified to go along with it. You know how easy this would have been if I were able to just lose a screw. Okay, we lost it. Now what do you want me to do about it? I'll find it later. Put this back. I got birds coming in there. Ah, huh? And why are you on? You're not supposed to be on. Okay. Now what? I really don't want to put this on the winch to bring it down. And the other thing I gotta do is, hold on, walk the wood, filters, standoffs. This needs to be paint it a little bit, but I'm just not going to have the time to do it. Maybe I can put a little paint on it. I don't know. See, the thing is, it's not latex, so it's not going to dry. That was for the radio remote that we brought up with me, Jesus. Now this is the one that had the crystal in it that was total about. It was so rotted. The crystal in this board was right down here. And the switch was up here. The switch and the crystal were rotted through. There was a hole rotted right through the crystal. Probably because it got water in there and they left the batteries in it too. And then the switch, it wasn't a good one. It was a little slide switch. The whole thing was rotted. Rotted off the board. I mean, it was that bad. And that's what this went to. Now this one had a bad IC on it, so that one's bad. So that's theirs. And these are their spare parts. That's the Sony board cover for the radio, which is rotted. Oh, I took it out there, otherwise I would have showed it to you. Alright, I don't need all this stuff. Nor do I need all this stuff. I don't want all this stuff. What's this piece? No. Okay, this is all junk, basically. Do I have something I can put junk in? Either covers, bad boards, bad plastic pieces that are cracked and rotted and broke. I mean, it's just a blooming nightmare. Let me see if I got a little box. Use a cornbread container. The crystals that were on that board and that switch, there's a video going back some that actually showed the switch and the crystal and all that. Because I actually started to build another case for it, because the new switch that I was going to use was going to be bigger than what this case would have handled. And we would have had issues with it. Hold on a minute. Let me go back out here. Here's the radio. It's like that inside as well, all in here. The connector, look here. And this radio was connected to these speakers up here. There's one on each side. The voice thing is connected to the speaker underneath. So if you blow speakers, you can tie into those. The wires for those are right underneath this whole thing. So, but this was basically the radio, and the remote was worse than this. Okay, now this is the one that I started making, or is this the one? Oh, this is the one that I started making up. So I want to make sure they get a copy of this, because they're going to need this to see what I had done. This is the version of a manual that they have on the internet with the price sheet that actually, it tells you certain things like RC receiver, and it's got a line kind of going down in there someplace, and then MP3 player and on-off switch. Well, the on-off switch is just a normal thing at this point. Where's the other side of that? That's what I wanted to know. Who knows? All right. Anyway, I want to see if that other battery's out there, because if it is, I'm going to want to bring it in here and put it on charge. I wanted to hook this up through this plug to charge the battery right in there using the solar panel. Nobody ever got the plug. Hey, baby. This is theirs, but I want to try to find the other end for it, seeing that nobody else can get. Oh, the remote, that's got to go with it. That's my stuff. This is my little filter. This is mine. So this goes over here. Now, somewhere around here, there's got to be a headset. That might be out there. I might have just taken that out with the box. Hold on. Okay, so here's where we are. This is part of the headset thing that's in there. This is the remote unit. Supposed to be, however. Let's see if this is. I don't remember how this works, to be honest with you. I had it working. Actually, Ray and I both had it working. We were both working on it. You know what? Let me put it in here. All right, now everything so far, except for this, this is spare paper. This is what I started to work on. And I got more in the computer. See, that's not the remote that we have, the radio control transmitter. The one that's here is like 20 years old, according to the company. Okay, and this one doesn't show that it's wireless, and I know it is. Like I say, you get these directions and they're not even the same parts. They're not even on the same frequency. I mean, it's just it's a royal pain in the ass. That's what it is. There's the servo over here on this page on my right. This is that board that Ray, the servo module, Ray had taken this one home because it wasn't working. And that's what he was playing with when he tried to get those two little ones to work. And he was lucky enough by adding a relay and working a 555 regulator chip. They're a pretty common thing and very useful. And that's what worked out there. This is the water pump and the reservoir. And you can see where they have this one on this. So they have changed it on this one. Alright, so again, this isn't the same one. If it is, whoever was working on this thing, whenever, I have no idea who, and when. That's another one I made up. So, but, oh, this, the 37-pin plug. More here. I had to figure all that out because it was just a pain in the ass. It really was. Okay, now, let me see if I got a clip to put on this. I guess I can, there's a problem right there with the paint. Let me see. Sometimes a touch-up when it comes to oil-based, it's not. Not only oil base, but this is also top coat. It's made for marine and boats and stuff like that. That's why I had to mix the color myself. Now the color is not going to be the same until it dries for a few months. Because that's the way it is. It's not like a latex. Let me see what I can get down here without getting a mess and everything else. Let's see if I can brush it out a little bit. Yeah, alright, that looked a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, I found out by Andy. Andy is one of the guys in charge of all this stuff in a roundabout way. He was telling me that there was only 4 of these, 5 of them. I forgot what he said. I don't remember if he said 4 plus 1, meaning this one, or 4 total. But the story was that they sold them all. He didn't even know that this existed. So, I was going to ask him, well, who owns them? Because if he's in charge of it, hello, maybe we can get a little bit more money out of him to do it and do it right. I mean, it's right, but it's not original. Okay, now I thought I see maybe it's right here. I don't even know if the camera's on. This stern light is not hooked up right now. Don't look for it. Black's got to be fixed. That's not too big a deal because the black is black and it should be okay. That's when you start working with custom colors. Now there's enough paint in here to touch up, and there's also enough paint in here to where if you had to do the whole thing over again, you could. However, you wouldn't have anything left, but you could. Alright, so now I got, is this recording? Yeah. I gotta clean this, so I gotta find something. I'm thinking mineral spirits will probably do it. And then I gotta bring the black out because I don't want the black to go out like that. Hold on. See, when I started painting the body part of this, I had it up here. Well, it was actually over there at the time. But then when I put my hand in the black paint, but then when I started doing the black, it was on the floor over there, and it was a little hard to cut it in because here I am squirking around my knees. Squirking around. Well, that's a new one, isn't it? Yeah, I was squirking around my knees. Yep, I was. Okay, hold on a minute. Let me get inside here. Okay, so what I'm going to think about doing here is, what time is it? It's 4:30. What I want to do is I want to get this down, but I don't want to take it down using the winch. I just don't know. This Darlene can help me in any way. It's 132 pounds. But it's a bulky 132 pounds. Bald. Not bulky, bulky. I can't really check it out now until it's down. And they want it tomorrow. Tuesday is when they're having the thing. So if I had it all day tomorrow, then I can just bring it down Tuesday morning. But no, it's starting super early. I'll stop it. Yeah. But like I say, they haven't really bugged me. It did take a little longer than I expected, only because you fix this, and that one breaks. You follow me? You fix that and something else burns out. Then you fix this and you can't find that. Then parts were cut out before I even got it. And I'm sure that people had worked on this other than the 3 or 4 that I was told about. Guaranteed. And then the remote, the transmitter. That doesn't want to work. I mean, it's just one thing after another. So, and when that comes up, and it happens, and I'm not here, 8 hours a day working on it like a full-time job, then you order parts, and you gotta wait for the parts. Some of them come from China, and they come by camel or boat, and then you gotta wait until the containers get here. That can take 4 or 5, even 6 weeks sometimes. If anybody ever ordered anything like that, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm shutting down for now. I want to go in and take a shower. I haven't showered since yesterday morning. I want to make sure that I'm not leaving anything going here because I'm kind of... I'll leave that there for now. I don't have that many hands going here. Let's turn this off. Did I put that back in there? No, I didn't. So let me put this back in here. Let me turn the heat down. Oh, it is down. Okay. I gotta empty that up tomorrow. I'm not gonna do it now.
Yes, she took it off.
Okay, let's shut this off. Let's see here, hold on. Yeah, there it is. $29.99. I bought 2 of them, and I bought them, I'm gonna say about 7 or 8 months ago. And at that point, that was the cheapest because some guys wanted 34. But anyway, so much for that. I don't think I'm logged on. Yeah, let me get out of here. Turn that off. Turn that off. Turn that off. No. Okay, I'll turn this off. I came out here yesterday. Yeah, because I'll tell you, yesterday I was on the phone most of the day. Really. And I was thinking, I'm not getting anything done here. I mean, the phone was nonstop, and they were all people I had to deal with. It's somebody I just couldn't put off. I wanted to get it taken care of. So it was one of those things to where, you got to do what you got to do. There's still coffee in here. Nah, I won't take it. I won't. If I leave it out here. Come on, turn off. I like to turn off, there we go. I like to turn off the main switch, so. Okay, so let's take that. Let's turn you off.